Seems like every time I try to film this video, there's like a car going by that someone turned into a race car with like a roaring, growling engine that just makes tons of noise. Hopefully those cars are all passed and everybody put their race cars away, but we'll see. Hey everybody, how's it going? I've got another video for you today, and this one is a TTM video. It was originally going to be a Denver Car Show pickups video, which the Denver Car Show did take place this weekend from Friday through Sunday. Right now it's going on as I'm filming this. I went yesterday on Saturday and just didn't find much. I don't I don't know if it's just the same sellers are there and they don't have new inventory, or I just wasn't feeling it, but for whatever reason I didn't get much, so I'm not making a video about it. But the show itself, which takes place every other month, is growing in size. Like, it's massive, and I think it's mainly due to the TCG Pokemon corner of the hobby, more so than the sports card section of the hobby as well, and certainly not the vintage sports card portion. But there's lines now that are wrapping around everywhere. The parking situation's kind of getting crazy, so I think that day to go is actually Sunday, especially if you're vintage sports, because I don't think there's any advantage of going early for vintage sports. I think like those cards kind of sit a little bit longer, so you're not really racing anyone to it. But that being said, I did get a 1973 Topps Goose Gossage rookie to replace the one that I sent to him TTM, and so I want a clean copy to put back into my collection. And then I picked up some cards for TTM. I got Bob Nystrom and Bob Kelly, so some vintage hockey to send out this week. We'll do that. But that's really all I got. So hopefully the next show we'll have more, but I'm not going to make a video just for those. So with that said, let's get into TTM. TTM, if you don't know, stands for Through the Mail, and what I will do, I know what all of you guys do as well, is take sports cards from the various sports, hockey, baseball, basketball, football, and send them to the players with a self-addressed stamped envelope, as well as a handwritten letter. And that's like the key part. You should always handwrite it. Don't type it out. Don't send the same letter to everybody, a form letter type thing. You want to individualize it. Put something in there that shows that you know something about their career that's resonated with you, or a memory you had as a kid. That's going to be important later in the video. I'll show you why, and as a teaser or whatnot. But make the experience interesting and fun for them as well. It shouldn't just be about you getting cards signed. So put a smile on their face, write something nice. Anyway, most importantly, you should ask them to sign the cards that you've included, and most will do it for free, and some will charge a small fee. It's like $5 or $10, nothing too major, but totally worth it for their time. Lets them buy a coffee or whatever, so sure. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So first off, we have a second baseman who played for the Red Sox and the Indians in the late 70s, early 80s. We've got Jack Brohammer. I got him 1979 Topps for the Red Sox, as well as his 1981 Fleer for the Indians. Mr. Brohammer also likes to include a business card that's got a Bible passage on it, and if you are a religious person, you can look that up, and hopefully it will mean as much to you as it means to him. And so yeah, if that's your thing, then totally cool. Personally, it's not mine, but I'm totally respected. I don't judge others, and hopefully others don't judge me, but just not really my thing. So yeah, moving on. We've got, and this one was out since December for me, so it's been a little while. It's been a minute. So if you've sent any to Lee Guterman and you're still waiting on them, they're still probably coming. But we got his 88 Fleer and his 88 Donruss, as well as his 1988 score and his 1991 score as well. So happy to get those from the pitcher from the Mariners, Mr. Guterman. Next up was a pretty decent, consistent player from the late 70s throughout the entire 80s. Catcher who played for the Twins. And then the Angels, and in between, I think he played for the Yankees. But we got Butch Weinegar, got 79 tops, as well as his 81 flair with the Twins, and then later his 88 tops with the Angels. And I know he played for the Yankees in between. It seems like a lot of people get the Yankees card signed, and there's tons of Yankees fans out there, and you guys are totally loyal and totally obsessive in a good way. So I'm sure he signs a lot of Yankees cards. But in my case, he didn't sign the Yankees. But for you Yankees fans, we've got a Yankee. Dennis Rasmussen. He was a pitcher for the Yankees in the mid-80s. I've got his 86 tops as well as his 87 tops. And then I also have, when he moved on to play for San Diego, got his 1990 tops, and then I think that's 91 upper deck. All the upper decks look the same to me, so I think that's a 91 upper deck as well. So happy to get those from Mr. Rasmussen. Next up, we have Steve Keeley, who was a pitcher for the White Sox in the early 70s. I got his 72 tops as well as his 73 tops. And what I like about Mr. Keeley, and this is a note for how to sign a card, is there are dark spots parts of a card and there are light parts on the card. And Mr. Keeley is very keen at finding the light parts on the card where you can actually see his signature. So he signed right across his uniform. If he signed anywhere else on the card, you probably wouldn't see a signature. So very happy with Mr. Keeley's just his ability to sign on a good part of the card where you can see a signature. Next up, we've got a pitcher for the Blue Jays. We've got Jerry Garvin. Got his 79 tops, his 1980 tops, and his 1981 flair. Then we have a player who I got 3 cards back from him, but I'm only showing 2 today for a reason. We got Steve Mura, and he was a pitcher for the Padres. We've got his 1980 tops and his 1981 flair. I also sent to him a 1979 tops. It's like a Padres prospects card. It's his rookie card, and it's got 2 other players on it. I had one of the players, I forget who it was, sign it before Mr. Mura. He was player number 2, and then I also just sent it off to player number 3, which is Broderick Perkins. So hopefully I'll get that back and I'll be able to show it to you once it's completed. Then we got another Mariners pitcher from the late 80s. Started off with the Indians though. Got Jerry Reed. We've got his 1986 tops and his 1988 flair, as well as his 1989 tops and his 1990 score. So happy to get those from Mr. Reed. Going back to the early 80s, we've got Mike Willis, another pitcher for the Blue Jays, 79 tops, 1981 flair, and 1981 tops as well. He has a really nice looking signature. And then we've got a local Colorado guy, Joe Strain. Played for the Giants as well as the Cubs in the early 80s. We've got his 81 flair, 81 tops, as well as his 82 tops as well when he was with the Cubs. Switching sports to hockey. Bob Kadolski was a forward in the late 80s, early 90s. We've got, speaking of where not to sign on a card, unfortunately Mr. Kadolski, he could have chose anywhere on the card to sign where there's tons of light areas, but he chose right across the blackest part of the card on his uniform to sign, so you can't really see his signature very well on that one. But that's okay because we've got others. And I really like this scorecard. The sideways scorecard, or sideways cards are always cool. So I'm very happy to get that one with him where he signed it and you can see his signature. Then next up we have a football, Denver Broncos, Dennis Smith. And I'm not the biggest football fan, but I will watch the Denver Broncos and support local teams. So definitely happy to get those from Mr. Smith. And then we've got an outfielder from late 70s, early 80s, Glenn Adams, who played for the Minnesota Twins. We got 79 tops and his 81 flair. And then Mr. Adams also likes to include a letter. This is another one of those. It kind of talks about his faith and how you get into heaven and how you get into hell and how to avoid getting into hell, I guess. So that might be useful information that people can follow. So he likes to include that. And then we've got another hockey one. Great defenseman from the late 80s, early 90s. We've got Craig Muni, played for the Oilers. Very happy to get that. Then next up, we've got one that was out since last fall. I kind of sort of given up on it, but I'm very happy to get this from Ron Behagen, played for the Kings. I just love this. I love the set in general. Like the backgrounds almost look psychedelic on a bunch of the cards, but anyway, this is a cool one from Ron Behagen. His signature looks really great on that card and just a really cool card. So yeah, happy with that one. And then we've got more of the 81 Fleer, 81 or 75 Tops, which those sets I've got tons of cards. So I've got a lot of those that show up in my TTM. We got Don Money, who played for the Brewers, and I've got a 75 Tops as well as his 1981 Fleer. And then we've got another 1970s player. Played for the Angels. We got Rudy Mioli, 74 Tops as well as his 75 Tops. And then we've got a pitcher who played for the Dodgers and the Twins. We've got Dave Goltz and his 1975 Tops as well as his 1981 Fleer when he was with the Dodgers. So happy to get those. And then on to who was one of my favorite hockey players in the 80s. Great defenseman, played for the North Stars and the Whalers, Gordy Roberts. I've got his 1980 O-Pee-Chee when he was playing with the Whalers, as well as some mid-80s North Stars cards. So very happy to get those from Gordy Roberts. And this is, and he wrote me a letter. That's what I was getting at the beginning of the video when I said, spend time on your letter, because sometimes they'll write back. Some people will ask questions and then they'll write back as well. Some players will just write back, and so Gordy Roberts did, which is really cool. And he wrote, "Thanks for your nice letter. Yes, lots of good memories from my North Stars days at the Met Center, Gordy." So that's really cool. It's kind of like a pen pal. Not that I'm going to send him another letter, but it's just kind of a fun thing. That's why it's important to send him a nice letter. Lastly, we've got a Hall of Famer who played for 3 of the 6 original 6 teams, and I made it a point to get a card from each of the teams. We've got Brad Park, great player, and I got him on the Rangers, the Bruins, as well as the Red Wings at the tail end of his career, so very happy to get those from Brad Park. That wraps it up for this week's TTM returns. Hopefully you guys saw something that you enjoyed with that. If you did, or if you like my videos, put a like and a subscribe for future videos as well, and leave a comment below. Let me know if you do TTM, which players you've sent to recently, which ones you think I should send to, or just comment on anything, because I love to hear back from you and love feedback. So anyway, yeah, I will catch you guys on the next one. Take care.